The phone call's just come in.
Oh, who is it?
Is it Wiggly Scott?
Oh, gadget! It's wiggin', 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 it's wiggin', wiggin', wiggin',
It's Wiggly, and thank you for joining me here today, just outside Warwick Homestead. I've chosen to do a tour of my unfinished Spectacle Island because I do think it's still got some good ideas in it that people at home could use without mods. Now, speaking of mods, let's just take a walk through these doors and make the trip to Spectacle Island, and I'll explain to you a little bit about why it's unfinished, and I can give you a bit of a channel update across the bridge here. A few things have gone wrong on my game. How far am I into the game? I've got 6 days and 17 hours worth of playthrough already. My plan was, because last time I played through, I didn't really find out about the fact that you could sell water and use water as almost as a currency. So most of what I'd built was purely just from collecting junk around the wasteland and buying what I could. And now that I know, I thought, let me start again. And everything I build will have a point to it, and it will produce stuff that helps me finish the game. So I wanted to just play a few missions at the beginning and then stop the missions and get to the building. And then by the time it came to actually go through the missions, I'd be able to storm through it and I'd have everything I needed. Now, I was going to do a 2-part video, if you will, which was the building the bridge to Spectacle Island. And this is the bridge. And the second part of the video was going to be about halfway along the bridge. It was just going to be a tour of the finished product, which was going to be about here. And it was going to be the settlement that I built here about halfway along the bridge, just to break up the bridge and give you something to do, because it was a good old trek from one place to the other, and I wanted to make it a bit more interesting. And so that was going to be that. But I've come against some issues. I mean, I decided to install a load of new mods before I started this second playthrough, and it's taken me that 6 days and 17 hours to figure out that there is actually a massive problem. And I first discovered that problem here. Where are we? Here there was going to be a nice big entranceway, and that was going to be the sort of entranceway to this. This was going to be the meat farm. So I'm talking about producing everything. Meat. I was going to have food everywhere over there. Now, there's one problem I believe that isn't caused by mods. I think this problem was already here. But if we put it into build mode, beds, 1 bed, and happiness is only at 64. It does drop a lot lower than that. And this issue is basically that I've got about 20 beds, but they're at the other end of this settlement. And so they don't register when you open the build mode down this end. Some reason the food does register and the amount of people on the island does register. But I've just noticed there it says I've got no water. And we'll go and have a look at my water purifiers in a moment. Also, these pieces here, well, everything in the build menu has been reorganized by this mod called USO Integrated. And it's just basically put everything into a sensible place. But what I've found is that it hasn't really been reorganised at all. It's not the same items that you had before. It is actually just remade items. They have a slightly different appearance. If we go to there, you can see, look, they've got flat bases. The sides are a lot flatter. Everything's flatter. There's more snapping options on it and everything, which is great. And the top has been nav meshed perfectly. But, however, if we could put it down now, this side part here, the side parts, haven't been nav meshed properly. I mean, I can't seem to walk through them, but the artificial characters there, they don't know that this is there, so they keep walking through it. And if you've got it a bit lower in the ground, say about there, then they just walk straight into it and their heads bop around in the floor. So you spend hours building their houses for them to just walk around underneath them with their heads bopping up and down. So that was another issue that I discovered with the reorganisation of stuff. So I could uninstall the USO, but because it's reorganised all of the vanilla bits, then basically it would delete all the vanilla bits that I've built so far, which is on every camp. It's things such as water purifiers and workstations and things like that. Everything would disappear. So I might as well start the game again. And I'm not sure really if if I've actually got it in me to start again just now. Another huge issue that I've come up against is power. The power, to say for instance to these cages, no longer stays on when the items despawn. So if I go away from here, these cages will no longer be powered. And what that means is you'll never catch anything. The only way to catch something is to keep them spawned. And the only way to do that is to have a little nap in the bed here. So I put a bed behind there. You know, because I was intending to work around it. I'm used to these problems in Fallout. So there's the bed. Have a little sleep. And when you wake up, hopefully the doors will be down. And they are. But that takes a very long time, and it just wasn't what I envisioned. And if you had a load of them trapped and you wanted to go away, when you come back, you'd find that the cages have become unpowered and the doors have opened and all the animals have run out and killed each other. And on top of all of that, when you let the bear out, I'm going to try and get some footage of this stuff and put it on the end of the video. But when you let the bear out and when you let certain animals out, they're attracted to this door. I've tried all different types of door on here, but they just won't have it, and they just glitch straight through the door and they end up out there. And my whole plan really was to have like a food chain. So you let them out, one kills the other, kills the other, kills the other, and then it should be enough meat to fix all of the cages and set them up all again, and you could be producing meat. And then I was also using this mod here, which is the bottom of the screen. And this was giving me a little bit of extra meat, which was a little bit cheaty, but it was you did a lot of work to get that meat, so I didn't mind doing it, and it sort of doubled the productivity of my meat farm. If my meat farm would only work. So yeah, let's run down the other side of the island. Let's check out. Look, I did this. I love this. This was a little. I thought that fit in really well. Just fit in around the Ujima flip quite nicely, and you could stand here and watch all the action take place. You could even operate the switch from over here. Let's have a look. Out there. Yeah, there was the switch. You'd do that, and there we go. Let's have a look. There you go. Lets him out there. Got some rats. We've got some. What did I end up putting the insect cages down? I can't remember. Yeah, there was one insect cage, but I'm not sure if it had caught anything by the time I pressed that. You see, and if it all went wrong, I was going to give him a little helping hand with these guns, which are switch on and offable. So let's say they're switched off, and then a lot of fighting around there. What I would do is turn off this so they become unfriendly, and then that would mean that when the guns are on, they should see these as targets and start firing at them. As you can see, nothing is happening. Why is nothing happening? Well, because where is everyone? They're nowhere to be seen. Have we at least got some dead bodies? Nope, nothing. And this was happening earlier, so I worked around it for a while. I changed some of these platforms with legs into more solid items to try and stop them. They were glitching through the floor. But who knows? Who knows where they've gone? Are they in there somewhere? Probably. Who knows? I don't know where they've all gone. Oh, there's Ada, look. Alright. Under there. Yeah, so let's sod that, right. And these were all to power the... you get raiders and stuff that attack you over here. This island was going to be really good. It was going to be a meat farm. It was going to be... You know, it was going to farm all the food. It was going to have tons and tons of shops. Like, more shops than you needed. Like, 20 bars just to produce a whole load of caps. So I was going to make it all look nice and fit into everything. Are we being attacked? Did I just hear something? I was even using a generator here because I just couldn't stand having the wires leading across from all the way over there. It looked a mess. And here, let's have a look at this. And so you can see it slowly builds in. Oh, I've got some smoke over there. So yeah, I repaired this house, which was an absolute terrible mess. I didn't want to scrap that settlement, so I put a lot of effort into doing that, and it was going to be cool. This was going to be the greenhouse where I was going to have like a marijuana shop in there, and we was going to sell all sorts of chems and what have you. And in here you had the shop, so I haven't quite finished that yet. I was get them to line up a bit better and everything to look good in there. But then I discovered my huge electricity problem. So here we've got all these water purifiers. 2 of the lights are off. I don't know why, because there is plenty of power here. Again, I didn't use the main source of power because I didn't want the wires trailing across. Let's put it into build mode. Right, so yeah, you see these? They're not powered by the looks of it. The lights are off, but they bloody well should be. The power's not making it over to there, is it? But yet the light is on that one, and that is powered by them. But yet if you go on it, it says it's not on. It requires electricity. So this one here, this pylon, that's clearly on, right? It's got a light on it, but it's not on. And that's on, and they're not, so nothing's producing water now as it should be. So yeah, it looks like I need to start again, doesn't it? And I just don't think I've got it in me. So this is the Creational Games channel. I did start, I was going to put some Minecraft on, but I built Minecraft stuff ages ago now, and when I go back to look at it, I've got a bad memory, and I can't remember why I built after stuff or what it is. And I've kind of lost my motivation to show people it, because it's old now. And so here's Fallout, you know, broken. So what am I talking about? I've forgotten. Yeah, I'm going to look for another creational game to play. I might even jump across the to the PC. But I've got to figure out how you record from the PC. But yeah, look at this. I've done that, and I've done this little... Even that, you wouldn't have thought you could walk through there, but I managed to get the stairs, and you can actually walk through, and you had access to all the food, which appears to be dead now. So is it dead? It's not. Or maybe I just harvested it.
Seems to be growing well.
Seems to be growing well. So yeah, and I've done all this, and what I keep finding is, look, these motherfuckers keep walking.
Lost track of how many blisters I got.
I lost track of how many times you keep walking under my floors.
My back.
And what they do is they all come walking down here in the morning, and they just walk straight through the side of these things, and their stupid little heads are bobbing up and down on there. Where's the jump button? They're bobbing up and down on there. And I've had enough of it. So, if anyone's got any suggestions for creational games that you'd like me to play in order to build stuff, I've looked at a few things. I've looked at a game called Fortnite. It was a bit cartoony for me. And I'm also looking at a game called... Oh, look at that. That's where I'd covered everything up. I'm also looking at a game called Space Engineers.
You should know, people have been complaining a bit about the bed situation.
I don't know why they're complaining about the bed situation. Look how many beds. I'm going to put it into build mode again. Look. 23 beds, 21 people, and they're complaining about the bed situation. I know what the deal is. Okay, we've got light, but it's not very bright, is it? Look, if I pick it up and put it down again... Oh, it's got no electric now. What is going on? See, it's not very bright in here, and I do have lights all around the place. So yeah, I'd covered up the junk on the floor and sort of made it into little tiny rooms. Like that. I was going to do loads and loads of little shops in here. And then I'd continued the staircase up here. And this is where I've got all the beds. I was going to, you know, it was going to be purely functional really, more than looking nice. And I did have the on-off switch here. But I had to take that away because it wasn't working. And at that point I didn't figure out that the electrics weren't working properly. I just thought it was that one-off thing. Obviously it wasn't.
This won't work without power.
So yeah, that's my Spectacle Island as far as it's going to go for now. Because I've lost my patience with Fallout 4. It's been a great game. I've enjoyed it. For those of you looking forward to more Fallout 4 settlement build designs, check out my channel. There's no way you've watched my God knows how many videos I've put on there now. But thanks for watching this Fallout series. I hope you follow me across to Space Engineers or whatever game it may be. Whatever it is, it'll be creational. So touch my buttons if I touch yours. Follow me on the Twitter at WIGG1YSCOTT, and I'll see you next time on whatever game that may be.